What's good? It's your boy VA. That's AJ, and this
Yes,
is
sir.
the HR Podcast.
HR Podcast.
What's good, y'all? It's been a nice little minute, but like we always do, we getting right into it with that contender segment. And we get first up on the block, we got Lebron and Bronny make their long-awaited debut on the court together. Me and AJ both been waiting a hot minute for this one, and it was kind of bittersweet to say the least.
The
but
NBA's back.
you know, that's the good part about
It's a
it.
good feeling.
And Lakers looking pretty good too. So we swiping left to right on this one, AJ.
We swiping right all day.
Okay, I'm gonna let you kick this one off since you the LA. I would say native, how you repping it, but
Nah, never.
LA,
Texas boy.
LA rapper.
Nah, okay, jumping right into it. Oh, I take that back. I digress. First off, I want to say we both wearing black. That was not planned. Second of all,
Right.
usually I'm always repping Texas State, but it's in the dishwasher. So I will. But jumping right into it, we will. NBA season is back. Preseason's already been kicked off and over. It feels good that basketball's back in regular season. Without getting too much involved, we're sticking straight on the Lakers and Bronny. There was a lot of speculation about when Bronny was going to come into the game. His preseason show was kind of
Right.
Technically, he was like the last pick of the draft. I mean, dang near. He's not getting a lot of minutes. Everybody knows that. In a starting rotation or even coming off the bench. There's a lot to figure out. You know, they barely made the play-in last year, got eliminated early. JJ Redick's the coach. Like, high expectations. And because we're already a few games in the season, they're looking real good. I ain't gonna lie. Now, the last couple nights and tonight, they're losing. So, probably gonna chalk that up as an L.
Who they playing tonight?
Shoot, I don't forgot already. They were down by like 15, so I stopped paying attention.
It was down against who was that? Was this not the Suns, but no, it was the Suns, and they came back, but they ended up losing that one.
Yeah, but they had beat them a couple nights before, so I ain't tripping.
Right.
That's a good W. But to stick specifically on LeBron, I feel like right now his role on the team, and I kind of don't like it because it's like he's only got a couple years left. If that, he's starting to look a little old manish, like compared to regular LeBron. I'm not trying to knock the man because he's still an outstanding player. But he's not. There's been a couple times where I see he takes it in, and he would have dunked on somebody, you know, going in.
Right.
But now it's kind of just like a bank shot, fade away, whatever. And it either goes in or it doesn't. But more specifically, him taking like a coaching role and the jokes about, oh, don't call me dad on the court and this and that and the other. I mean, it is what it is. I feel like, again, LA was doing LeBron a service of getting Bronny on the team because there was very few talks about any other people drafting him. And it's kind of just been chalked up to, well, this big accolade of father-son being on the court at the same time. The first time he checked in, you know, they made it a big deal with the
Right.
King Griffey Jr. and Sr. coming in and doing this.
Right.
And tickets were probably like crazy, all because Bronny came in and played, I think, 3 minutes. Before the season started, they were saying that Bronny wasn't going to go to the G League and he wasn't going to do this and he wasn't going to do that. And, well, that's a lie. He's about to go to the G League. And he needs it, man. There's a lot of players that...
Ain't no shame in that.
No, there's no shame in that. I mean, there's a caliber of player and he needs to build his experience with those type of players. So, again, I'm not here to knock Bronny. I think he can be capable. Again, he shows like little stints of being good on the court. But let's be real, as of right now, and probably at least through halfway of the season, he's not going to get very much PT, two-way or, you know, just riding the bench. But the Lakers overall look good. I'm happy to see there's been some changes been made since the last season. At least it looks like that, you know, 6-7 games in. So, I mean, we're up in the win column, so that's always good. Good way to start off the season. But yeah, I feel like Bronny's right where he needs to be in the G League, so that's a good sign. Again, it's not a knock on him, but he's got to develop in order to get better. And hopefully, with that happening, LeBron can concentrate on the W's and getting the gel and the chemistry that needs for the team.
Yeah. No, I'm with that. Yeah, when it came to the debut, I like that JJ went ahead, got it out of the way second quarter, didn't let it linger into the second half. You know, fans was packed out for that moment. Like literally had Ken Griffey Jr. and Senior doing a little heart to heart with LeBron and Bronny before the game.
Yeah, shout out to
It was
Junior.
dope to see. Right, shout out to them. And Ken got a little chunky, but that's neither here nor there.
That's true.
As far as the debut, like I said, it was kind of bittersweet because it felt kind of lackluster. Maybe if he had hit that three LeBron threw to him, it might have
First
felt
shot.
a little more special. But it just felt like it kind of felt
Set the
kinda
tone.
like it was kind of cliche, kind of like, all right, you know, this is a great moment. Let's just go ahead and put him in the game, even though it felt like he didn't deserve it.
It's a lot of
He
pressure.
came right out. He came right out.
And cold off the bench.
Like cold off the bench, right out. So it's no fault to him. He did what he was supposed to do. I'm glad he even took the shot. Didn't
True.
usually like
Ben
defers.
Simmons did.
Right. Oh my God, bro. Don't bring up Ben Simmons. I saw a clip of him recently. My God, this man was afraid to take a layup because he knew he would get fouled and go to the rim. And go to the free throw line. He knew it. It was ridiculous. He's still not over it. He need to retire. But let's go back to the subject at hand. Like I said, bittersweet. I can't wait to see more of it. I don't know how much of it's gonna be this year. They're saying he could be playing tonight or some other game, but I don't think it's gonna happen. He don't need to play. Connect can barely get in the game because everybody else right now for the Lakers is playing top tier for their position. Like I can't complain about anybody right now. Rui is balling.
Out.
Reeves is balling.
Out.
D'Lo is balling.
Connect.
Connect balling like AD.
Ballin'.
Like
Shout out to
last
AD.
but not least, balling like so much that LeBron's kind of like you said, taking a back seat. It feels like, but I just think that's early in the season. Like he letting the team kind of feel them get their own rhythm because he know he can get it whenever he needs to.
Yeah.
And he been doing that for the most part. But when they need him, is in the end anyway. So he need to rest as much as possible. Let these other players really gain that confidence that they need to be successful in the postseason.
Yeah, well, taking that many shots, you better be successful.
But, I mean, he working out the kinks.
I agree. I ain't mad at him.
And so far, man, A+, JJ, bravo, man. He doing
So
a
far.
good job.
And you know what I
So
like
far.
too? That you hit that point when they got their first loss, he let them know, like he let the world know, like I was unhappy with it. I mean, no one wants to lose,
Right.
but he took it on himself and said he was the reason why they lost. And I mean, hey, they're expected to lose, right? No one's gonna go on undefeated season, but I feel like he handled it well.
Yeah, man, they look good. On to the next one. So we got. Hold on.
Moving right along.
How does it do that? Okay, there we go. On to the next one. We got Knicks, the New York Knicks to be exact. New York Knickerbockers have completed a trade with the Timberwolves of Minnesota. Somewhat blockbuster, not 100% to me because nobody was really all-star out of any of these, but all-star caliber players though. Cat is all-star caliber, and Julius was. So they traded Carl, got him up out of there after Mavs put them paws on him and kicked him out the playoffs. He was ultimately, to me, the reason why they didn't win that series. He did not show up when they needed him most. He was trying to be the best shoot. I mean, it's true, but he was trying to be the best shooting big man in the world versus, taking
Doing his
advantage of that
job.
mismatch.
Yeah.
So they got him up out of there, and they figured they can put Nas Reed in the starting lineup or as the backup big and give him a bigger role.
Which he's a starter.
And then went ahead and traded. I mean, they adding depth with DiVincenzo, and they adding not only depth but a bona fide hustle award bucket getter when it comes to Julius Randle. He gonna get his bucket, whether it's in the paint, whether it's shooting. Like he can get his. Defense is gonna be suspect though, not gonna lie, and that's already showing. But the Knicks is gonna be suspect too. I don't really know how he's fitting in there. They haven't been looking too good start off the season. So I mean, I'm up in the air about this one, but we swiping left to right on this, AJ.
I mean, I would love to talk about it. I feel like we gotta let things pan out, see how it ends up.
Right.
I think it is a big story. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a Dante DiVincenzo fan. I'm a
Me too.
Julius Randle fan. He was a former Laker, and so I think those guys are gonna do well in Minnesota. And I think that technically, I want to say they won the trade. Karl Anthony Towns is going to tremendously help the Knicks. They needed that big body, extend the defense on other teams with him getting out there in the three. I mean, it's with that ideology of him being out there too often, but at the same time, it's not a loss for the Knicks either. I just him knowing his role and us not really getting to see the whole Villanova squad play together like it was chalked up to be. That's the only thing that I was kind of missing out on.
Same, man. I wanted to see that.
It's a W for both of them, but I would say Minnesota comes out on top. But anyway, I digress. We're going to swipe left.
All right, bet. On to the next one. So we got the World Series. It is currently happening right now as we record, Game 5. In the beginning, it was looking pretty rough for your boys.
Yeah.
New York was on the verge of being swept out the playoffs, the World Series. But finally came through in that Game 4 pivotal moment and looked to maybe be on their way to a Game 6 so they can complete this game tonight. But it has been a tight one. It was 5-5 before we checked in. You swiping left to right on this, AJ?
We're going to swipe right, man. We hardly ever talk about baseball, and it's not just because it's a long season. You know what I mean? So, usually, I ain't going to lie. I normally chime in around playoffs, see who's making it, see what the matchups are. But as far as the World Series right now, I mean, what's more Hollywood than the Dodgers and the Yankees? So regarding, the Los Angeles Dodgers, they're coming out real strong. They're bringing the bats. They're super deep. And it's important to see what they're doing with their DHs. They're coming through. Freddie Freeman coming through. They should have paid the man in Atlanta. Anyway, he's coming through super hard. I wouldn't doubt it if he's the MVP again. If they win, well, I'm counting them to win this World Series. But, the Yankees can turn it around. They got big bats. They got them waves of stringing things together. Their pitching's coming in. I forgot his name, but that pitcher that was throwing the other night, he's solid. He's been solid the whole season.
Yeah,
he needs to be throwing more. I mean, it's World Series time, so. But I got LA coming out on top. I don't see them losing, especially with such an advantage they have up in the win column.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's been a very surprisingly dominant performance by the Dodgers. Again, we'll see what happens tonight. This is a pivotal game, Game 2.
I think Shohei was coming out of injury too, like he got hurt, and he's good to go.
Yeah, that was huge. Him going down was humongous. But Dodgers, man, they just seem more complete, more ready. Mookie Betts, like that whole situation with him catching that ball, the glove.
Oh, and the fans.
Like, the fans, bro. Like, dude looked slow. I'm not gonna lie. The dude that was holding his hand, he was like grinning like a cartoon character. It just like it was like, bruh, you're out of there or you're not all the way there. So one of the two is going on, and glad they got banned because there's no place for that. Like, come on, man, he caught the ball. Like,
did they get banned? I didn't follow up on that.
Yeah, it was just uncalled for them to do that. I'm glad they got banned and kicked out of the game. But as far as the momentum, man, if they lose tonight, it's definitely shifted it. It shifted a little bit in game 4. Not gonna lie, just with how it ended, like how New York went on a tear, and then with the Judge finally getting in there. Like I was fully prepared to have this podcast to talk about it. Like one of the main points would have been the Aaron Judge era, and it still may be in the future, but like he has not shown up in the playoffs. He has not, and he has finally shown up last game barely, and
in
this
the
game
finals.
more. Yeah, finals. Let me clarify that. Sorry, thank you for that, because he has shown up in the playoffs, definitely. In the finals, though, this is his second time, right?
Yeah.
And
second or third, but still,
he has not shown up.
Yeah.
Historically, choking, and so for his sake alone, because in New York, they're gonna eat you alive if you do this again.
Yeah, I mean, but they love him out there. He's too good to be doing that. But yeah, I'll consider him like a Donovan Mitchell. What's his name? What's his name in Milwaukee?
Bro. Like, y'all got some
Damian Lillard. But yeah, you're right. I mean, he came through the other night. He hit was it a grand slam? Or, I mean, he hit a home run with at least a few people on the bases. But there's been a lot of big bats, man, and runs scored. Big lead changes, like getting close and like being a good game. So, but that's normal in playoffs and especially in the finals.
Right.
Who you got winning it?
Man, I was
The
me
Dodgers.
and everybody else was saying Dodgers, but like, bro, like I need to look up to the score, because like if the Dodgers lose tonight, bro, like where they at? And they're back in
they're in New York tonight, I think.
Yeah, they're still in New York. Yeah, I think. If it goes 3-2 to LA, bro, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, one more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going for the Dodgers, but we'll see. Right now, it's a coin toss for me. On to the next one. We got
Moving along.
opening night SmackDown, and no, I'm not talking about WWE. We're talking about the NBA opening night, ring ceremony night, Celtics versus the Knicks. Wow. That's all I gotta say. I can't remember last time I seen a beat down like that in the opening night. I mean, didn't they try to go for the record as far as threes? Like,
Yeah.
it was just total domination.
Once they were in the picture.
Right, disgrace from New York. But, you know, it's opening night, so we're swiping left or right on this.
Man, we're going to swipe left because it was such a beatdown. But I will say this before we carry on. Shout out to Jason Tatum. First came back, ring ceremony, gave a speech.
Chip on the shoulder and his show.
Standing there in the moment, dropped a big burger on him. Like, shout out to Jason Tatum, but swiping left.
Yeah, bet. On to the next one. NBA coaching firings. It has been unprecedented from at least from my standpoint. I've been watching WNBA for 20 plus years. I think right now we're up to 7, if not 8, coaching vacancies in the WNBA. There's only but 15 teams, 12 teams.
Not that many. I know that.
Bruh.
Well, they are expanding. So
it's insane. So it's been a situation that, like I said, unprecedented, and so it's been some names that I definitely was like they need to be fired, and then some I'm like, what in the hell is this franchise thinking about letting this person go? But definitely want to, throw that ball in your court, AJ. We swiping left or right on this one.
Well, we swiping right on this one, man. I'm gonna let you go ahead and take it off though, because I ain't got too much on the coaching side, but it's definitely been interesting.
I'm not gonna get everybody's name right. I'm not gonna lie, but I watch enough to know, so I can at least tell you like the teams, coaches that have been that go, at least the notable ones. We have the Fever, Indiana Fever. Now that's one I kind of agree with. I feel like Caitlin is going to need to take that next leap, that next step. Like that whole franchise needs to take a next step to where they actually can do some playoffs. They got swept. That coach has a losing record. Not all her fault. They've been terrible before Caitlyn got there.
Yeah,
But
not
at
all
the
of
same
them.
right, but at the same time, I think it's just necessary. You can see some of her coaching inefficiencies, especially in the playoffs. Um, to me, they have a good opportunity now to get someone like legendary, like Cheryl Miller. Like that would be awesome. I would love to see that. She was great for USA basketball when she was coaching. So I think she'd be a phenomenal person that Caitlyn would look up to. One of the greatest to ever do it in the NCAA field, and so that's a good option. Another huge firing was Chicago Sky. Letting go of so I think her name was Teresa Thompson, former WNBA player who I remember was phenomenal in the WNBA. Teresa Witherspoon is her name. Sorry.
Yeah.
And she was great coach for the Pelicans before she became a coach with the Sky. Gave her 1 year. Like I don't understand that, bro. And yeah, they didn't make the playoffs, but like they had a lot of injuries towards the end of the season, and they played great early on in the season. And Chicago Sky, they lost a lot of their people. Like it's not like they a top team anymore. Um, it's pretty. And they later in the season they actually traded one of the key players, Mayberry, to the Connecticut Sun, who they used. Shoot, they made it to the playoffs. I mean, they made it to the NBA Finals based on that play. Not the finals, but they made it semis. Got the conference finals, either the second or third round. Either way, they played great because of her, and that was an addition that they could have used for Chicago to at least make the playoffs. But again, some of these I just not going to understand. Another big one I wanted to bring up was the Dallas Wings fired their head coach, which they are in the running for the number one spot, so they may get a chance at who's that one that plays for UConn right now?
Paige Beckers.
Paige Beckers might have a chance at her. So I kind of understand, bringing a new coach in, especially if you got a franchise player like that coming in, someone with a little more better history. But again, Dallas Wings was decimated with injuries, so she couldn't do much anyway. So I'm on the fence about that one. The other big one though that surprised me was I think it was the Connecticut Sun firing their head coach, which I think she would be a great candidate for the Indiana Fever. You said for what?
Any position in the WNBA. I mean, you know how it goes in the NBA. They just be jumping from the team to team.
Right. No, but she's a phenomenal coach. That team was coached phenomenally. So again, it's been up and down, man. But like again, I don't know what they're gonna have to pull some unknowns, because either you're going to pull a legendary coach like Cheryl Miller, or you're going to pull an unknown and
take a chance.
Right, take a chance on somebody new.
See, for me, I'm not gonna lie, I really don't know a lot about the coaches. Like I barely started watching the game the last few years, so I'm watching the game and the players. But I will say this. The WNBA is trying to quote unquote catch up with the NBA, and so like with pay and more teams and more fairness with the flights and all that other stuff we've been hearing for the last year or two, or longer than that, but it's never been brought up, to my knowledge anyway, about the coaching carousel when it comes to WNBA teams like it is the NBA.
It's bad, bro.
So I don't know if they were prepared for that. Or even if they were prepared for it. You have people, you said Caitlin Clark's coach got canned.
Right.
So
and injuries.
So I mean, we're talking about big name players and stars, basically gonna get the LeBron treatment, coming fresh into the league. And so when that happens, they have so much influence and say on what's going to happen, who they like, who they don't like. Oh yeah, I'm cool with that. Whether people want to admit it or not. Like, we all know it's there. Same thing with Aaron Rodgers. And the history is there. Tom Brady, the history is there. So I hope it doesn't get that bad, but it's inevitable. Shout out though to the New York Liberty for winning the championship. I'm glad they won it.
Yeah.
It kind of controversial ending and like the closeness of the games, but it was a good series to watch as a fan of basketball. But that's all I got on that, VA.
All right, on to the next one. We got the Hail Mary of all Hail Marys at the end of the Washington Redskins. My bad. The Washington Commanders.
Can't say that. It is banned.
I'm about to get canceled. The Washington Commanders and the other possibly Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year candidate in Caleb Williams and the Bears, Chicago Bears. Really an amazing ending to that game. All game, it was kind of one-sided, and then towards the end, it got really good. And I think dude had like sore ribs through that 50 yards, 50 plus yards. I think it was close to like 70.
Yeah, it was a long way.
Yeah, it was long because he got the line of scrimmage and he's back there dropping back. So it was amazing to see that even go in. Just amazingly poor execution by Chicago on the last two plays. The play before that to give them the 15 yards to even get to the touchdown. And then the actual play when you got a dude back here talking to the fans. Just mayhem, bro. We swiping left or right on this one?
We swiping right on the clownery. I mean, come on.
Let's kick this one off.
Yeah, for sure. So I didn't watch that portion of the game live. Something else was on. I think I was watching NBA. But like instantly I started seeing these comments and videos coming in through the media outlets, and so I tuned in. So I don't even remember dude's name because it's not important. I just know that he's a clown, and I'm talking about the DB / cornerback, whatever, safety, whatever he is. I don't really care what he is. But he's back there clowning at the fans, not paying attention to the game at all. Like literally, the ball's in play. It's already been left the center's hand. What's his name? The quarterback out there running around. He's still got his back turned to him, doing this stuff with his hands and stuff, and then runs over there, dude. I'm not a professional football player. I played football, but I mean, at the end of the day, you have the mindset to just be cocky. Like, back it up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if you're gonna be one of those players, back it up. Dude ran over there, right? Threw his hand up in there. He got up. He got his hand on the ball and didn't swipe it down. Literally just bounced off his hand, and homeboy caught it for the touchdown to win the game. So talk about instant karma on that man.
Right.
But I think the most thing that I can take away from this situation is that the rookie quarterback from Washington ended up not giving up, gave themselves a chance to win, and I mean, karma kicked in for homie. And at the end of the day, it's kind of like, dude, that's almost, I don't know what's worse. Yeah, you tell me. I'm gonna ask this question. I'm gonna let you say your piece. I don't know what's worse. That scenario that happened and played out live, and now everyone's making fun of homeboy, or getting the interception, pick six, you're running it back, and you drop the ball off before the goal line, and now you got a turnover, and points are going the other way. So I don't know which one is worse, but everyone should know now to not do either one of them.
Right. Especially the one dropping the goal line, bro. That's been happening too many times. Like, bro, just like, I'd be so paranoid if I was any kind of receiver running back.
Yeah, I'd get at least clear 2 feet over the end zone before I even thought about it.
There's no way. There's no freaking way. I remember when Deshaun Jackson did that, and that was back in college, and then he did it again in the pros. Like, just ridiculous. Yeah, honestly, I gotta say the tip at the end has gotta be worse because, bro, like, that's the end of the game. Like, literally, there's no coming back for that. You could make up for a missed touchdown, theoretically, but you can't make up for a Hail Mary at the end of the game, bro. Like,
second time's expired.
And what makes it worse is because it's the easiest one to not mess up, bro. Like, literally, all you had to do was sit back there. Yes, on defense, I mean.
Yeah,
like, it's the easiest, bro.
I'm not Catholic, but literally it's Hail Mary. Like it's like the prayer.
It's a prayer.
You know?
It's a prayer. Right. Like a hope and a prayer. Like
and much more.
It's freaking John Bon Jovi. It's living on a prayer. Like, bro, like it does not happen that often. I think that I think Aaron Rodgers like gets the most of them out of anybody, like because his accuracy. But like, bro, it was so elementary how they guarded it. Like nobody was in the back but old guy. Like apparently that's what Stevenson was supposed to be. He was supposed to be in the back. He wanted to be a hero because he knew he was over there not paying attention, and he wanted to talk more shit after the game, more stuff. So he went in there and tried to block it down. Like, bro, he didn't block it down. He just tipped it up.
Yeah.
Oh my
tripping,
gosh, bro, tripping. And that could not only cost him a game. It could end up costing him the season. Like it's a tight race. It could end up costing them for sure. That coach could be costing him a job because his execution on that play was terrible too. Because again, the play before that.
And we're talking about the Bears anyway, and their carousel of quarterbacks, and now Caleb is there, and so like, yeah, it doesn't look good.
Not at all, bro. Not at all. But very entertaining to watch. And on a a lighter note, they're 6-2? Was that?
I don't even know what their record is. I don't
Washington.
Care about
I know they only lost 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they're the leading in our conference.
Yeah, right, exactly. So kudos to them, man. They have been trash for a long time. In a season where I'm like burn it all down to the ground with the Cowboys. It's nice to see them lead the conference over the Eagles.
Someone get it together. Like someone's getting it together.
Right, somebody. Like if I had to pick between them and the Eagles and the Giants, I'm picking them. Like they've been in drop for a minute, bruh. Like a minute. On to the next one. Last segment of the day for the contender, AJ. We got Colorado. Got me with the egg on the face right now because last time we was talking, I had them as overrated. That was the segment under functional org. First word that came to mind. Now they 6-2, bowl eligible for the first time since I believe 2017. Coming through with some nice wins, almost beat Kansas State, if not for a last-minute drive. Been handling business, man. Already got more wins than last year, and the season ain't even close to over yet. Just an amazing showing for them. We swiping left to right on this, AJ.
I mean, you talked it up good, but we swiping left, dude. I mean, I'll just hit you with the quickness of the jab here. Anyone's fair game, right? Everyone is entitled to their opinion, so I ain't gonna hate on you for thinking they were gonna not do as good as they are, because I still think they are gonna be on a decline. I honestly think that. Now they're good, don't get me wrong. They're ranked top 25 right now, but again, their conference, their key players are playing well, but I mean, you expect it. I mean, everyone expects them to do good. It's when they don't do good that it's like, oh, come on, man. But at the end of the day, we swiping left.
Yeah, man, it just seemed like they've really kind of, even though I too can kind of see a downfall possibly happening, they've really seemed to steady the ship compared to those early 2 losses in the season. Shadour's playing awesome. Travis Hunter's playing awesome. Definitely Heisman Trophy candidates for sure. So I'm all on board. And like I said, man, I was wrong. Like them being 6-2 right now was phenomenal. They were preseason. They were picked to be like 11th in the conference, 10th or 11th, bro.
Yeah, so, I'll give them the credit.
Yeah, and they're ranked now, ranked 23. Like that's huge. They're ranked. You're right, though. It's not over, so we'll see how they finish. But that's the end of my segment, AJ. On to functioning org.
Oh, yeah, one more. Ding, ding, ding. But, yeah, moving right along. Kicking it off, VA. Right into functioning org. First thing that comes to mind when you hear the Jets
Man, that's what I should say they're overrated for. But now, the Jets. First thing that comes on to mind is same old song. It's the same thing, bro. Like they're like they're kind of like the Cowboys when it comes to that black cat around the franchise, bro. It just can't get right. And I think the irony of this season being a situation where the quarterback play is worse than when they had Zach Wilson, like that irony does not fall flat on me. Like this, ever since Joe Namath made that deal with the devil to win the game, it hasn't been the same, bro. I mean, it's been a situation where they just have not had the QB right, have not got the have not got the coach right. Now they firing the coach. Like now you got, it's really been the same old thing. And like, I couldn't find a better quarterback for this to happen to than the smug Aaron Rodgers, bro. Like,
because you're an Aaron Rodgers hater.
It's been nice to see, I'm not gonna lie. And he find a way to still keep that off of him. It ain't him. It ain't his fault, even though he playing like crap. It ain't his fault. It's somebody else. But I digress. Same old song, man. That's what I got.
So I guess my thing is gonna be Mayday, Mayday, because the Jets are coming down, or I should say they're staying down. I remember a couple years ago they were doing real good before Aaron Rodgers got there, and their defense was playing great, and it just seems like there's a lot of holes on the franchise, period. And I don't know where you pick it up. I mean, they're trying to plug them, right? They did this whole Devontae Adams thing, and it is what it is, but let's be real, homeboy hasn't been there. They already inserted him in the game for pretty much the entire game, and there was no fruits of the labor there. So did he get a touchdown this last weekend?
He did.
Okay, so got one, but still, he's force feeding him.
You're right.
There have been some drops on the ball from Wilson, and so it's not all Aaron Rodgers' fault. It's not all new coaching staff's fault. It's not all. It's just a collective trash.
F up.
And that's what it is. But first thing that comes to my mind is Mayday, because I don't see him coming back. I don't see him being relevant for the rest of the season.
Right.
It's just chalking this year up as an L, and Aaron Rodgers, if he's going to be a QB, don't have too many years left. Just being real.
Right.
But yeah, moving right along. Yay. The next topic on function and org. The first thing. What do I even got over here? Oh, it comes to mind when we talk about the Washington Commanders.
Comeback kid. That's what it feels like, man. It feels like the right QB with the right coach, right situation with the Cowboys not playing great right now. Eagles up and down. Giants still a mess with Daniel Jones. Like, literally, Jaden Daniels has been the best QB in the conference. And they already had a solid team of skilled players on offense and defense. They literally were a quarterback and a coach away, and they got exactly what they wanted. I knew Dan Quinn going there was going to be a great move from the jump, just because he was great in Atlanta outside of them failing that Super Bowl, which wasn't really on him anyway. It was on Kyle Shanahan not running the ball. That blew that lead. I mean, let's keep it real. The head coach can't got nothing to do with that. But he took the majority of the blame, got fired because of it. Outside of that, he was great in Atlanta. Was great for the Cowboys as defensive coordinator. Literally was the best defense we've had in years. And look where we're at now, trash. And so everything was lined up perfectly when he got there, got the QB they wanted, and I just think nobody thought it would be this fast. Like, we knew they would have some decent, games here and there, play people close, but nobody had them winning this conference, bro. Even as sorry as it's been, nobody had them being in the top right now.
And the only ones that can catch them are the Eagles, and they starting to turn it around. But
they are, but it's
I think it's
they
far-fetched.
one injury away.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Saquon, they probably wouldn't have any games right now. So
That's fair.
But it's a long season. But based on the schedule that Washington has versus the Eagles, like, I see them winning the conference. If Jaden can stay healthy, because that's the only issue I see with him, is that he's kind of small, man, and he
Well, who's the backup there? Is it Wilson? I don't even know.
Which Wilson? Yeah, no, I don't even know either.
I guess it don't really matter because whoever's coming up, they ain't gonna do it. But anyways, for me, the first thing that comes to mind is an IV. Like, they're literally got an IV to their body, and now they're refreshed, rejuvenated, hydrated, ready to go. And that's with their entire team collectively playing great. New system, new QB, buying into the system, players doing what they need to do, and it's showing up in the columns. They're giving effort throughout the game. The other night, example with the Hail Mary. I always wondered too, like, with the teams that are just been going through it for a while, like, when do you collectively as a team, like, wake up and be like, yo, we got to get it together. We've been bad for years. And I feel like at least making themselves relevant is a win, but at the same time, moral victories are for minor league coaches, right? So that's what I'm gonna say.
Right, facts.
But yeah, they an IV for me. Moving right along, VA, the last topic in the segment for Functioning Org, the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow, wow, wow. Boy, trash city. I ain't gonna waste no time getting right to it. Dumpster fire. Sound the alarm. You talk about Mayday? Boy, this is Mayday. This is, what is this? Pearl Harbor 2. World War 3. Hiroshima. Bro, blow it all up. It's done, bro. It's a wrap. Put a fork in it. My gosh. This is like when the old grandma saying beating a dead horse. Boy, we done shot the horse in the head. We done made meat out of it. Like, Blue Jerry, the team ain't got no help.
Yeah.
We have no running game.
None.
What are we doing? And what's making it even worse is I think Jerry, for real, is like getting in that dementia stage. Because you've been hearing what this man been saying on these radio shows. He
can't backtrack those decisions, man.
You cannot, bro. He ready to fire people over them, like, questioning his decisions. He over here today. I saw a thing. He was talking about paying people in the NFL is like giving out scholarships, and you can have one player with 5 scholarships, and then one with 1. But what you want is a whole bunch of players with just 1 scholarship. What? What? Last time I checked, you don't have no scholarships in the NFL. It's called salaries.
And money available.
I'm saying, like, and then second off, do you ever heard of any kind of collegiate player having 5 scholarships?
I think what he was referring to was like the offers that they have. Like, you want a person that has like 5 offers compared to 1, but still, it don't matter. That's not what it comes down to.
Obviously that makes more sense, but even then it didn't fit into what the hell point he was trying to prove. Like, what are you trying to say here?
Because he be talking in circles.
It's like, because he's saying he wants somebody with 1 offer. Then if he's saying that's what he meant, he wants somebody with 1 offer versus 5. Come on, bro. You're not making no sense to me. Like I said, he need to go ahead and get into that. He need to get checked into the clinic. They need to take the team from him. I think his boys are ready for that anyway. Like, I'm just ready for him to go away by any means.
They should have signed Derrick Henry. They could have had Deuce Vaughn as a backup, like minimum. and just force feed Derrick Henry like they do on every other team that he's been for however long he's been doing it since like middle school.
Are you talking about Dalvin Cook as a backup?
No, I'm talking about Deuce Vaughn.
Bro,
like they could have got
him.
rid of Dalvin Cook. They could have got rid of Ezekiel Elliott. They could have got whoever else is on there and just stuck with 2 running backs. And if they need to, they can sign someone from, Nowheresville if an injury occurs.
Right.
But anyway, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Nah, that was it. Nothing to say about that team, bro.
I guess my phrase is gonna be jump off if you want, because that's what Dak said.
That's me.
I mean, it's hard not to, right? I mean, I'll always be a Cowboys fan, but it's hard, man. There's some times where I don't even look forward to the games.
Right.
And
especially the 49ers game, I was not looking forward to that.
Dude, 49ers with the weak 49ers injured reserve
weakest
squad.
they ever been, bro.
Yeah.
Weakest.
But
only weak it would have been if Debo didn't play at all.
Jump off if you want to. It's just disappointing, man. And I feel like there's no accountability within the players.
Zero,
like
bro.
People are so worried about their own podcast and then explaining themselves on their podcast later instead of just focusing on football.
You saw old dude confront the reporter?
Trayvon.
Like a dumb, stupid.
These Diggs brothers, bro, they be on another level.
Bro, they are. But look at the owner. When the owner's doing that type of stuff, it trickles down.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment. But yeah, I don't know what it is. But anyway, it's frustrating. Everybody knows that everyone makes fun of Cowboys fans. I could see Stephen A. laughing right now if he was listening to us. I have friends that would text me or call me. They've even stopped texting or calling me because it's probably like, I'm tired of texting about this,
Talking down on this bed.
But it is what it is. But yeah, jump off if you want. You got anything to add to that? Because I don't even want to carry on.
I don't either, bro. It's just... I'll say the best thing about this season is having no expectations and watching guilt-free. So I don't be stressed at all no more. I have no expectations. Like I expect them to lose.
You say that until it's a close game, and then it's like, I'm sticking around, and then
I'm telling you, bro, I'm not expecting. Like even against the 49ers, when they came out and with first half it was playing decent, I was like, just watch, just wait.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
That wraps up Functioning Org VA. What we got next?
All right, on to the next one. We got the Got Beef segment, AJ. Today, got a special, right. You hear the cows in the background. Got a special one to top off the episode. Special as in red light special, baby oil special, special order delivery, special delivery. Take that. Your boy Diddy, aka the Diddler, versus the world. Dun dun dun. So again, when I'm talking about this, you gotta be living under a rock if you don't know, because this man is everywhere. Officially, I think been booked by the feds now. So I'm seeing other people getting taken down too, getting raided. Like Jay Prince, so I'm sure he's probably snitching now on somebody. They say Jay-Z next on the snitch watch, so look out for him. It's been a spectacle to see, man, especially given how far we've come with these allegations. It's crazy how these people come out the woodwork now when it's like for years, for decades we've known about this. I feel like it's only common knowledge to like the casual hip hop listener, not really big on entertainment. Like I feel like if you know, you know. If you're part of the culture, you know, like Diddy been doing some crazy wild stuff for a while. Suspect to say the least, bro. Suspect with some of the stuff he's done and like allegations that we've heard about him and men and what he likes to do. So it's like I can't say it's 100% surprising, but what's surprising is them taking down someone of this caliber based on those type of charges. I feel like there's something else behind all this, but it's to come up out of nowhere like this. For them to put the Cassie video out like that, like again, I'm putting my conspiracy hat on, but like him doing it, not doing it is besides is the point to me. Someone of that, again, someone that big coming down, that big fish, to me, they have more at stake. I feel like they needed him in order to get him to really divulge to somebody bigger. Because I don't see him going out like Epstein, bro. He not about to hang himself. They try to say he on suicide watch. He not killing himself, bro. Somebody like that is not going to do that. He'll talk before he do any kind of suicide. So if he end up dying, somebody say he died or he get hung, it's because somebody did it, bro. He did not kill himself. I'm telling you that now. Like, he know too much. He got tapes on people. I know for a fact. Like, Diddy is not
himself. He got tapes,
right? But Diddy ain't slow. He might have been overindulgent and got himself caught up, but he ain't slow when it comes to who he knows, the context, and how he can getting out of stuff. So I just thought, man, it seemed like it's another Bill Cosby situation, because every day is somebody else coming up talking about Diddy did something inappropriate with me this many years ago. It's just like, man, now you about to get it. It's about to be diluted with real stuff and fake stuff, because people want to clout chase, get money, all that stuff.
That's what I don't like that about people. I
hate it, bro.
Man. Like, I don't like that about people saying, oh, well, now that this has been brought to light, now I'm going to say something like, you are soft as Charmin for doing that. I don't care what the situation is. Like, now all of a sudden you want to say something. That's one of the main things that bothers me. But I will say a couple of things, and I mean, everybody should know what's going on with Diddy or Puffy or P Diddy or whoever. He doesn't change his name.
Right.
Everyone knows him as Diddy now. But okay, so I was gonna trying to be funny, but I was gonna say, ain't nobody hold me down. And I'm just like, oh no. Literally, oh no. But Diddy ain't moving no more. And it sucks too, man, because ever since R. Kelly's situation, it's disappointing, because, like, I mean, good music's good music, but like when you hear it, you're kind of just like, oh, like, you get that weird feeling.
It's a stain on it now.
Yeah. And then now there's other music that just has Diddy, just saying something in the back, and it's like new music that we've been listening to for, from Meek Mill to DJ Khaled to Jay-Z to almost everything that's on my playlist, and it's just like, dang, like, how do I feel about this? But I will say that I think you are right to an extent of Diddy's getting blasted.
Right. And
they're looking for multiple people or a bigger person that somewhere that someone nice and big and got money was like, nah, we didn't take this guy out. And or people out. But I've been hearing so many things. Like, somebody sent me a conspiracy video the other day, and it was just like what? Like, people are on one. But I mean, who knows? They might be right. I mean, it's all speculation until we get the details later. Right. But it's crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie. I even had a barber back in EP when I was young. He ended up being on that barber show that Diddy put on, and he ended up cutting Diddy and his whole family's hair for like $1 bajillion, fly them out there, and so it's crazy to think like, well, what's going on, right? But it's just, you can't think that at the same time, but it's just kind of like, wow, you don't put it past anymore,
Right.
And there's people coming left and right with the Epstein and the R. Kelly and the Bill Cosby and now Diddy and I hate to say it, but it's like a who's next type deal. Yeah, it's like, hopefully for Diddy's sake, somebody else does come out soon, because they can get the light off him for a little bit and just be focusing on this person. But yeah, Living on a Rock, if you haven't heard, I don't know what to think about it, but I'm not gonna lie, my ears will be open and finding out what the facts, quote unquote, are when they come out after this investigation.
Same here. It's gonna be a lot coming out of this, I can see. That wraps up the episode, AJ.
Yes, sir.
Definitely good topics. Good, glad again.
Coming back soon.
Right. Glad the NBA kicking off.
It's all fun and games until you get called into HR.
Until get called into HR. Appreciate y'all.
Until
You have a good one. Peace.
Yes, sir.